Shola.
Kiss your ass goodbye. You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Slip inside the eye of your mind. Don't you know you might find a better place to play? You said that you'd never been, but all the things that you've seen will slowly fade away. So I start a revolution from my bed, 'cause you said the brains I had went to my head. Step outside, summertime's in bloom. I stand up beside the fireplace, take that look from off your face. You ain't ever gonna burn my heart out. And so Sally can wait. She knows it's too late as we're walking.
The wrong window selected. Fuck. OBS updated, and apparently one of my keybinds is. Hold on a second, it's fucked up. Alright, should be alright now. Ba-ba-ba, bada bing, bada boom. Bip.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
When your day is long and the night is yours alone. When you're sure you've had enough of this life, hang on. Don't let yourself go. 'Cause everybody cries. Everybody hurts sometimes. Sometimes everything is wrong. Now it's time to sing along. When your day is night, hold on. Feel like letting go. Think you've had too much of this life. Hang on. 'Cause everybody hurts.
Gotta fold some laundry here in a minute.
Comfort in your
Couple minutes anyway.
everybody hurts.
Should be able to go to the 68. I should be able to go to Wrath of Lich King content. Should be better for AoE. Let's just keep getting herbs until we get to 69 then. Got this new Yeti cup and I love it. It's too small, but actually it's not too small. It's like the perfect travel size. But man, Yeti cups are expensive, aren't they? This life seems long. Thank you. Yeah, I think so. I mean, I think at least it's interesting in that, like, you know, I haven't played Mr. Pandaria in a long time, so at least it's something new. I mean, am I getting experience for killing these guys? Hold on a second. Let me try this. I'm not, am I? I'm not getting any experience points for killing these guys. And no loot either. Yeah, I think MoP I'm playing this Death Knight for the meme, just for the lols, you know. Like I'm gonna get to like max level and just do battlegrounds and like just be like incredibly difficult to kill, just to annoy the shit out of people. That's like, why not, right?
About an hour and a half ago, we've had no official explanation. Police estimate some 300 or 400 people. They just got out and walked. God, we've gotten confirmation. We cannot find anyone. I've never seen anything like this.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Sail them home with acquiesce on a ship of hope today. And as they land upon the shore, tell them not to fear no more. Say it loud and sing it proud today. And then dance if you wanna dance. Please, brother, take a chance. You know they're gonna go which way they wanna go.
What's on your mind?
Safe travel.
I'm not saying right is wrong. It's up to us to make the best of all the things that come our way. 'Cause everything that's been has passed. The answer's in the looking glass. There's 420 million doors. All life's endless corridor. Say it loud and sing it proud and we'll dance if they wanna dance. Please, brother, take a chance. You know they're gonna go which way they wanna go. We know is that we don't know how it's gonna be. Please, brother,
All right, I gotta get stuff out of the dryer. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Alright, we should head on out to the Wrath of the Lich King content, right? Let's see. I mean, we're so close to level 69. Let's just see if we can get that real quick. Let's head to the Black Temple. I don't know if I can take on the mobs there. We'll find out.
So true, funny how it seems, always in time, but never in line for dreams. Head over heels when toe to toe. This is the sound of my soul. This is the sound. I want a ticket to the world, but now I've come back again. Why do I find it hard to write the next line? Oh, I want the truth to be said. I know this much is true. I know this much is true. With a thrill in my head and a pill on my tongue, there's over nerves that have just begun. Listening to MoP all night long. This is the sound of my soul. This is the sound, always slipping from my hands. Stands a time of its own. Take your seaside arms and write the next line. Oh, I want the truth to be known. I know
This much.
I know this much is true.
Ooh, Wrath of the Lich King, Utgard Keep, Utgard. I bought a ticket to the wild, but now I've come back again. Why do I find it hard to sad? Man, I haven't had enough sleep in like months, it feels like. So like my voice is just shot. It's like all fucked up. Let's see, what level do that? Are these elites? Yeah, these are elites. I don't think all of them are elites, though, are they? Maybe they are. I would take on a couple elites at once, but not this many. Oh, here we go. These guys are elites. No, this much is true. This guy's probably an elite. This guy's gonna wait. Well, he didn't pose much problem though, did he?
Last fire will rise behind those eyes. Black house will rock. Blind boys don't lie. Immortal fear. That voice
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
that scream I hear. Cry, little sister. Come to your brother. Chain me, sister.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Love is with your brother.
You were screwed.
Strangers look on. When will they learn?
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Temptation heat beats like a drum deep in your veins. I will not love, little sister. Come to your brother. Chain me, sister. Love is with your brother. My Shangri-La, I can't forget why you were mine. I need you now. Cry, little sister. Come to your brother. Chain me, sister. Love is with your brother. Cry, little sister. Come to your brother. Chain me, sister. Love is with your brother. Cry, sister.
a second, I'm pouring some Mexican Coca-Cola into my Yeti cup here. My brand new Yeti cup. I love this cup. Just
Open for business. Go with honesty.
ah. And the bags are kind of expensive, huh? We have 350 gold. Shit.
Just when I'm alone, just when I haven't
Need help?
got you except inside my phone, not just when I'm friends with my
Be careful.
thoughts,
You need something?
not just when I'm gonna get caught, not just when I'm inside out, not just when I'm outside in, not just when I'm down by the lake. Might as well have my head on a stake. It's when I'm having a blast, twirling around in my
Light
dress, and you'd say that I'm looking my best. Fill me up to the brim as the people cheer. I guess I'll always miss you when you're not here.
Light be with you.
You said that it won't feel like years. You said that you can't dry my tears. I'm just waiting till you appear,
Safe travels.
so you can tell me things right in my ear. Talking slow and no one's near. Instead I'm sinking, slipping out of gear. I cry over nothing, so up the contents. Wish I could feel you in my hair. Now there's ghosts in my kitchen. I'm not even listening. Swear I can feel you in the air. I know you want it. I cry over nothing, so of the contents. Wish I could feel you in my hair. Now there's ghosts in my kitchen. I'm not even listening. Swear I can feel you in the air. I cry over nothing.
Like a portal there?
What can I do for you? Be careful.
Sometimes when this place gets kind of empty,
Welcome.
sound of their breath fades with the light.
Safe travels.
I think about the loveless fascination under the Milky Way tonight. Lower the curtain down in Memphis. Lower the curtain down, alright. I got no time for private
Consultation under the Milky Way tonight. I wish I knew what you were looking for.
Might have known
What you might find.
and it's something quite peculiar. Something shimmering and white. It leads you here, despite your destination. Under the Milky Way tonight.
3 Death Knights. Why so many DKs? Let's see, Death Knight. This group has 3 Death Knights in it. These guys all blood DKs? Or Forge, whatever his name is. Looks like he's a blood DK. What's this shit?
Sometimes I don't know why, but this old town just seems so hopeless. I ain't really sure, but it seems I remember the good times with just a little bit more in focus. But when she puts her arms around me, I can somehow rise above it. Yeah, man, when I got that little girl standing right by my side, you know, I can tell the whole wide world that shout it, hey, here comes my girl. Here comes my girl. Yeah, she looks so right. She is all I need tonight. Every now and then I get down to the end of the day, I have to stop, ask myself why I've done it. It just seems so useless to have to work so hard and nothing ever really seemed to come from it. And then she looks me in the eye and says we don't last forever, man. You know I can't begin to die. No, it just feels so good, so free, so right. I know we ain't never know. Change our minds about it. Hey, here comes my girl. Here comes my girl. Yeah, she looks so right. She is all I need tonight. Watch your walk. Every time it seems like ain't nothing left no more, I find myself having to reach out and grab hold of something. Yeah, I just catch myself wondering, waiting, worrying about some silly little things don't add up to nothing. And then she looks me in the eye, says we gon' last forever, man. You know I can't begin to doubt it. No, 'cause it just feels so good, so free, so right. I know we ain't never gonna change our minds about it. Hey, here comes my girl. Here comes my girl. There's emptiness behind their eyes. There's dust in all their hearts. They just want to steal us all and take us all apart. It's a new road. I follow where my mind goes. Love my way. It's a new road. I follow where my mind goes. It's a new road. I follow where my mind goes. Swallow all your tears, my love, and put on your new eyes. You can never win or lose it. You don't run the race. She was a shark smile in a yellow land. She came around and I saw the glance in my youth. A vampire, devil and shone quiet as roses stain. It came over me at a bad time. But who was right on the moonlit line?
My alchemy's 1.
She said,
Baby, take me.
she said, "Ooh, baby, take me too." It came over her at a bad time, riding through and on and down the dotted line. Never stunning out 90 miles down the road of a dead-end tree. She looked over with a part smile, caught up in the twinkle, it could tell
the hell's the Grobbulus trainer? There it is.
The needle stopped the kicking. The clothespins on the floor, and my heart is playing hide and seek. The waiting count to 4. Will you love me like you loved me, and I'll never ask for more. What did you tell me, Mary, when you were there, so sweet and very full of field and stars you carried all of time? Oh, in heavens, when you looked at me, your eyes were like machinery, your hands were making artifacts in the corner of my mind. Monastery, monochrome, boom, boom, machine and all, diamond rings and glitter bones, marching lips and mountain with a wicked planet, light smiling, cheap drink, dark and violet, full of butterflies, the violet tenderness, the sweetest side of the clay we find is fortified. We felt and focused, fade the line, the sugar rush, the constant hush, the pushing up, the water gush, the marching band when April ran, they June bugs flying, push you roll, June Jacob with the tired, wiry brandy look. Here we go round Mary in your famous storybook. Overcome the sirens, we look both left and right. I can feel the numbness accompany my plight, and I know that someday soon I'll see you, but now you're out of sight, and you'll kiss me the way you used to in the January night. What did you tell me, Mary, when you were there, so sweet and very full of field and stars you carried all of time?
425,
Oh, in
yikes.
heavens, when you looked at me, your eyes were like machinery, your hands were making artifacts in the corner of my mind. Monastery, monochrome, boom, boom, machine and all, diamond rings and glitter bones, marching ups a mountain with a naked planet, light smiling, cheap drink, dark and violet, full of butterflies, the violet tenderness, the sweetest side in the clay we find is fortified. We felt and focused, fade the line, the shoe rush, the constant hush, the pushing up, the water gush, the marching band when April ran, they June bugs fly and push you roll, June Jacob with the tired, wiry brandy look. Here we go round Mary in your famous storybook. Thank you.
$76. Whew. Mm. So their last update on Epoch here. As the evening approaches in the Western Hemisphere, our Team 1 is retired for the evening. Today we made a lot of progress updating our server core. They had on multi-threaded processing. You know, I actually installed Trinity Core today and set up Wrath of Lich King 3.3.5 just for the hell of it. Just because I wanted to see like how easy it was, and it was actually stupid easy. But then to go in to actually modify it, that's a whole other thing. But let's see if we go into here, we can fire up the authorization server. First, apparently. Guard key.
You can kiss your ass goodbye.
Ah. almost died there.
See if you can muster the nerve to join my attack.
Don't desist. Can you handle it? Just jump into the fray.
Not over. Yes, God. Return and make yourself useful.
But the ordinary's just not good enough today.
I'm thinking why, Superman's dead. Now you worried about your faith. Kneel down and obey.
Hey, what's up, Sam?
You're happy you're in love.
It's not even up. I mean, every time you try to get into it today, it's the server's not even up. So whatever. They're working hard on it. You know, they're working hard on the server. Hopefully, hopefully they'll get it. They'll get it up. You know. I mean, you know, they've at least they smartly went from single threading to multi-threading. I can't believe they never had it set up, Trinity Core set up for multi-threading. You know. I mean, I went through and let's see, I went through and set up Trinity on my computer today just for fun because I'd never done it before. Right. Did I just run the wrong file? No, I ran the right file. It just took a long time to spin it up. Wow. Here, let's see. See, so I just set up this Trinity Core server on my locally today. So I'm running World of Warcraft. This is World of Warcraft 3. You know, my obviously my add-ons aren't configured, but this is World of Warcraft 3.35 running in Trinity Core on my local machine. Let's see. Do I think there would be Classic Plus with the vanilla DK? You think they just need to admit that weeks, months rather than days? I mean, I can't understand. I mean, I haven't coded for Trinity Core. Like I said, I set up this Trinity Core private, like local server. Like literally, like it took me like 30 minutes to an hour to figure it out. You know, there are plenty of guys online, but you know, I had to set up I had to just compile the code. Let's see, connection. Oh, delete that one. Here's my. Where's the database connection? Oh, maybe I have to. Do I have to start? I think I have to start my SQL up first, don't we? Wouldn't think so though. SQL's already running. My SQL is definitely already running. I don't remember. I do not remember. It's just the fucking client. Anyways, I mean, you say when Turtle WoW releases 2.0. No, it looked like crap. When I saw the Turtle WoW like 2.0, like Unreal Engine 5 like trailer, I mean, it just looked like smoke and mirrors. There wasn't really much to it. Basically, all it was there wasn't anything. It was just like it was like this. It was like this. Okay, oh, here's Turtle WoW, right? Like here's Turtle WoW. And then here's Turtle WoW 2.0. It was just like they basically just had it just like the graphics looked darker and richer, and you know what I mean? There wasn't like, I mean, they did add some stuff. I saw that when they were in Darkshire they added some smoke coming out of like the chimneys in Darkshire, and it looked like there was some fog that was added. But outside of some smoke and some fog, and maybe using Unreal Engine 5's like lighting, I didn't see a whole lot going on. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. I mean, obviously, if Turtle WoW comes out with 2.0, I'll definitely look at it. Of course, I'm always looking for a good Classic Plus to play. What is going on here? CMake. Here we go. Root. What's my password? Okay. So here's the database tables that exist in Trinity Core. Account access, build info, characters. Character stats. Do we have like player? Let's see, character. We have one character currently on the server, which is me, Shady Moon. Anyways, whatever. No, this is not Turtle WoW. No, I didn't get in. This is my own personal private Trinity Core Wrath of the Lich King client that I just set up today. Just because I want to see how hard it would be to set up Trinity Core, which is what Project Ebok is using. And it wasn't very difficult to set up. You can see it's no, it's not set up for multi. It's not set up through my router. Unfortunately, my router is a piece of crap. But here, this is the server running. This is the authorization server running. Yeah, I don't have it. This is my server. I don't have it set up for multiple connections right now. I have to like do a bunch of stuff, but I might set it up for other people to jump in, but the problem is I gotta go to my router and I gotta set up some forwarding and stuff. And my router was being a bitch this morning, and I was working, so I didn't do it. But am I disappointed by Epoch? I mean, I'm disappointed that we can't play Epoch. I'm not like. Here's the thing, like the people that actually got in and played Epoch, like any length of time, which wasn't me, because I only got in and played like 20 minutes. Other than that, I could never get in. But the people that actually got in and played it had glowing things to say about the custom content. And everything I've seen about the custom content is it looks really, really good. So I'm disappointed that I'm disappointed in a couple ways. One, I'm disappointed that we can't play, obviously, but I'm disappointed that they didn't do a better job of anticipating how many connections, how many people they're going to have trying to connect, and trying to get that set up on a stress test so that they could find these issues out, a lot sooner. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not necessarily their fault but I mean, there's plenty of people that wanted to play Project Epoch, and if they wanted to basically put together a stress test and say, hey, we need a lot of people. Because what happened is the last stress test, only, like, most people didn't even bother connecting because they knew the stress test was only going to be like, it was just like, oh, we're going to start the server up for like a couple hours, just test how many, people connecting and make sure everything is okay. That's basically all they did. So people were like, well, I don't want to take time out of my day to log in for an hour or two to basically do nothing. I'd rather do something else. So most people didn't log in. So they didn't have a lot of people in the server really. They had like 1,800 connections on stress test 1, and the server runs okay with 1,800. But they had the Trinity Core set up for single thread. It wasn't even set up for multi-threading, which really surprised me. Like, if you're setting up any kind of like a hosting server environment, I mean, you would always want it to be any kind of server, really. Like, whether you're setting up a database server, or whether you're setting up a web server, or whether you're setting up a game server. I mean, I think you pretty much would always want to make sure that multi-threading is enabled. So, but they did enable that today. So that alone right there should be a big improvement on performance. But there's so many other things that they're playing around with, and I don't know. I mean, there's a way more going on, obviously code-wise, in the background that we don't really know a whole lot about, because people can look at the public repositories, code repositories on GitHub, and see the changes that they're making, but those are only the public repositories. There's a bunch of code in the private repositories that they don't want people that we don't have access to. So there's tons and tons of stuff they're changing that we have no idea what's changing because it's in the private repos. And what was really interesting on one of the posts, and I think I put it in my Discord server, but on one of the posts was how they even mentioned, I think it was Aerodune, right? Aerodune even mentioned that. Let me show you, because I posted it. Right here. I posted this on their Discord. But anyways, the interesting part here was I was talking about Warmane, right? And I was talking about how Warmane's Trinity Core. Like some people, because there was a video that came out on YouTube today where basically the person who did the video was basically saying that Trinity Core was the problem. And that's actually 100% incorrect. It's actually not the problem. In fact, Warmane, which has been around for over 10 years, hosting Wrath of the Lich King servers, is Trinity Core. And Warmane can handle tons of connections, like 9, 10,000, 11,000 people, no problem. And that's Trinity Core. So, but what's interesting is if you look at the post by Aerodune, and this was, I think, the day before yesterday, where he said we didn't know if Trinity Core could support a large realm, as the only battle-tested Wrath of the Lich King servers had many years of closed source development behind them. Well, he's talking about Warmane, and when he says closed source development, what he's talking about is the fact that Warmane, most of their code that they've done, their custom code for the Trinity Core to make it run as good as it does, is in private repos, right? You can see here, I posted Warmane has made massive proprietary changes, performance tweaks, anti-cheat systems, cross-realm logic, that are not open source, right? Warmane has never released their modified core publicly and likely considers it a competitive advantage, which they do, right? Like Warmane, they're not going to release their code for somebody else to use and spin up a a Wrath of the Lich King server that can perform as well as theirs can, because that's obviously going to compete with their private server. But it's just interesting that Eridoom was basically stating right here that the the only there are battle tested servers out there running Wrath of the Lich King, but they had to they've had many years of closed source development. And someone had said on my Discord today that they played Wrath of the Lich King on Warmane way back when, like 8-9 years ago, and that it didn't run well at all. So when Warmane first, and they weren't called Warmane initially, that was a different name actually, but when they first came out, their servers apparently ran like shit, and it took them years to get it all figured out and smoothed out. So the thing with Project Epoch is they're at the very beginning. It was Molten, that was it, Nika. Yeah, see, in the beginning, Project Epoch is in the beginning. They're at the very beginning of their journey, creating a Trinity Core Wrath of the Lich King server, because it is a Wrath of the Lich King server, even the channel systems are TBC. I mean, it's a 3.3.5, whatever. They were called Molten. See, Manimal. What's up, man? How you doing, Manimal? And so, anyways, all I'm trying to say is that there was a video on YouTube today where the guy was kind of saying that the issue was Trinity Core, and that's not necessarily the issue. So and then I've had a lot of people, even in my own Discord, and even people in the general chat on Project Epoch, saying that 80% of their code base was coded with Chat GPT, and that they don't know what they're doing and all this kind of crap. And of course, all of that's false. I actually have the utmost confidence in their team. I think they're doing a great job. And I think that they have this talent and the ability. It's just one of those things where they have never been able to run it with this many people in it before. So it's just a learning curve. I'm a developer myself. I write code. That's what I do. I've been a developer ever since I was 15 years. Well, yeah, I started being a professional developer in 90. What year was it? I guess 94 was my first job out of college being a programmer. 1994. But I started writing code when I was in high school. When I was 15. I always loved writing code. And so I mean, the point is, it's a learning process. They've got to go through and tweak all the different settings and figure out how to fix the issues. I mean, they were looking at issues with the queue system, because the queue system was constantly pinging the server, which was causing some latency, and the fact that it was only single threaded, everything was being forced through that one pipeline, which was obviously really causing a massive drain on the CPU. And so now that they get it up to multi-threading, that should help a little bit. But there's other changes they're working on regarding the spawn rates, and they also said they were doing a change that was going to affect, I don't know if it was the polling of how the game engine's basically saying, like, here I am in the world. Because the way the game engines work, right, is like the way most MMOs work is the game has a game loop, right? And the game loop's going to do something like every so many seconds. Sorry, I'm congested. Every so many seconds, it's going to say, here's your character, and it's going to look, in a certain distance around you and say, what is near this character? And so, there's this boar. And it's going to say, where is this boar's position at this point in time? And then, a millisecond later, it's going to say what direction is this boar going, and there's code that tells the game engine how this boar moves, right? And so it's basically recreating all the objects next to this player and how they move, and it's tracking them. It's tracking the player's movements. And so they were saying they were going to make some changes on, I think, the viewing distance of the characters. Now, I don't know if that means that, how in a lot of games when you go in the video graphical settings and you say, you change the view distance, like to the draw distance, saying, I want to see objects like this tree back here in the background. I want to see it in high detail right now. But you may scale that back and say, well, my graphics, my game's not performing very well, so I'm gonna take the draw distance and bring it in a little bit and make it closer, so this tree in the background might fade away entirely, and we might not even see it at all because the computer's only calculating out a certain distance for objects and drawing them. So they're doing stuff. Yeah, they said they were doing some changes around kind of how the game's drawing objects on the screen in relation to the character. Now, it sounded to me almost like that was just, calling and draw distance, but Sorry, I'm really congested. But anyways, yeah. So I mean, I have confidence that they'll figure it out. I don't know. I don't have confidence that they're going to get it to the point of like like a war main where they're going to be like, oh, we can run with 10, 11,000 connections. I don't see them doing that anytime soon. But I do think that maybe they can get it up to maybe 4,000. Maybe they'll get it to where they can get to 4,000 or 5,000 connections, and it'll run fairly smoothly, which I think is fine. I mean, if you have 4,000, 4 or 5,000 people in a WoW server, that's plenty. But here's the problem that I see, and the problem that I've kind of complained about is that you have so many people that want to play that 4 or 5,000 connections. You can't have 10, 15,000 people sitting in a queue. It just doesn't work. I mean, people are going to be pissed. I mean, and they've said they don't want to spin up more servers, and my only thought on that is the only reason they probably don't want to do that is just more work to maintain multiple servers. The maintenance, which was true, but and they even said in posts that throwing more hardware or money at the problem isn't going to help. And I'm like, I don't really agree with that totally. I mean, it's you need to fix the issues first, but if they can only get the servers up to let's say 3,500, 4,000 players, they can't just keep limping along with just 2 servers and saying, well, we're going to make 15,000 people sit in a queue. I mean, it's been the server launched on Saturday. And up to this point, I've only played Project Epoch for about 20 or 30 minutes. All the rest of the time, I couldn't get in. Or if I got in, I was they shut the server down. Like, there's been times where I waited in queue for like 3-4 hours. Then I got in, and the server shut down like a couple minutes later. Oh, at this point, I don't even try to get in, because what's the point? I mean, they're just bringing it up, bringing it down, bringing it up, bringing it down. So what's the point? Fog of war. But anyways, I mean, I think that they can. I have confidence that they'll be able to get the server running better. But the thing that I'm worried about that I don't have confidence in is I'm a little bit disappointed that they haven't talked about bringing up more servers, because I do think that would help. I mean, it's got to help, right? Would you rather get a server running to where it can handle 4,000 connections and have maybe only 5,000 players in queue because you've got more servers, or would you rather just have that one server and have like 15,000 people in queue? So, and I don't know. So, anyway, so yeah, this is my little Trinity Core server that I put up today just for fun. Like I said, here's the server running here. Here's the authorization server connection. With ID SQL, we can go and connect to the database. And once we're in the database here, we can inspect some of the various tables. Make changes directly to the data if we want. We can go into my character here, and I don't know if we could change. I don't know if I changed my race here, if it would actually change it. That would be interesting. What would happen if I changed my gender? Would my character be a male the next time I logged in? Probably. Probably, but yeah, I think, and the server isn't going to fix all the problems, of course. But my point is, and I've said this on their server already, is that my point is, fix the servers, get them running smoothly, right? Get them running smoothly so that at least at a minimum you can get 3,500 players, at a minimum, right? You should be able to get up to 3,500 players. And if you can get 3,500 players running on their servers smoothly, then go ahead and put up a couple more servers. I'm not really sure. I don't know if it's just because they're worried about if there's more servers, it's more work for them, to have to shut them down, restart them, that kind of stuff. But I mean, I would think it would be not really more work, because it would be less of a headache for them. If the servers are running and people are playing, people are going to be happy. The more people playing the game, the more people are going to be happy, so the less issues they're probably going to have to deal with. But if you go to the GitHub for Project Epoch, I mean, I don't think money's an issue. I mean, every time I go in here, they have more sponsors. I'm a sponsor of Project Epoch, $10 a month, whatever, right? So when I sponsored them, there was only 50 sponsors. When I was the 50, I was around the 53rd sponsor. Since then, they're up to 308. So I don't know how much it costs to host one of these servers. I can't imagine it's more than, like $100 a month, right? I wouldn't think it'd be more than like $100 a month. And if you've got 308 people giving you money every month, you know, I'm sure, and I'm sure there's people that are donating more than $10 a month than I am. There may be people that are donating, $30 a month or $20 a month. So, they're getting enough money just from the sponsors to easily, put up one or two, maybe, more servers. So I'm not really sure. I'm just not really in agreement with them to say we don't want to put up more servers. I don't really understand that logic. If you go to the updates, you know, yeah, I don't know. Trying to see where Kato said that. Right here, he said there's no magic button to spin up more servers. No, there isn't. But they spun up a server already, right? Like, remember a couple days before this launched, they realized they needed more than one server, so they spun up Garabashi, and it took them like 2 to 3 days max for them to get that server up. Like literally 2 to 3 days tops. And in the interview with Kato, it's like there's that one interview with Kato. In that interview, they asked him about what would happen if somebody shut down your server. So what would happen if somebody made your ISP shut your server down? And in that interview, he said, I could have another server up at another ISP within 6 hours. Right? Actually, I don't think it was another server. I think he said another database server, but he said he could have another database server up and running within 6 hours. So I'm like, you know. So, anyways, when he says there's no magic button to spin up more servers, of course, no, there's no magic button, but they can easily spin up more servers. They've already done it once with Garabashi. Nor is there like a magic one to quickly merge them later on. So we do not wish to open more realms. Again, you may not wish to, but in my opinion, you really should. But fix the issues first. Make sure you fix the issues, get the server running fairly well, and then once you get to that point, because here's the thing: a lot of people haven't been trying to play today because what's the point? And I think even yesterday, like last night, yesterday, a lot of people probably gave up and went out and did other things, right? Because Saturday was such a shit show. But at the peak, they had like 20. They even said they had 20,000 people. They had 5,000 people in Kazan in the game, right? And they had 20,000 people in queue. You can't tell me that you want to keep doing that you want to keep making 20,000 people have to wait to play. That just doesn't make sense. And maybe they're thinking, well, if we just make them wait, eventually they'll leave and go do something else. I don't think they will. I mean, I think some of them will, but I think if people get in the server and the game's really good, which if you watch some of the YouTube videos that are out there, some of the people that have gotten in and actually have spent 3, 4, 5 hours playing the game have had very positive remarks about the custom content, saying it's really, really good. So I think if a lot of people get in the server and the server's not laggy and it runs really smoothly, I think people are going to love it. I'm 100% sure that people are going to be all in and they're going to love it and be like, I don't want to stop playing this game. And when that happens, they're going to start streaming. They're going to be streaming it because there's tons of people streaming this, right? And they're also going to start talking about it. And when that word gets out, how great it is, when people start seeing the streams, it's going to create that FOMO. And people are going to want to get in there and play it. So I don't see them not releasing another server as a really easy way to solve. I don't think it's like people are just going to leave. Like I don't know if that's what they're thinking. Oh, we'll just put one server up, and if people can't get in, eventually they'll just go somewhere else. I'm not sure if that really is going to happen. He was cocky in that interview. Yeah, Manimal. Yeah, in that interview. Yeah, you're right. He was pretty cocky. So, So I mean, I'm thinking that by like this next weekend, maybe. You know, my other thought on it too, and I've talked about this yesterday, was that I'm not really happy with the idea of there's people that are saying in the Discord before they locked everybody out. You can't even post on their Discord now. You can't say anything on any of their channels in Discord. They're all locked down, right? The whole site's in read-only mode, which is unprecedented. I've actually never seen that before on a Discord server. But there's a lot of people out there who have multiple level 15 characters, like level 10, level 15. I didn't interview him, Sam. I'm just saying there was an interview out there where someone else interviewed Katos, the founder of this project. It wasn't Muzzy. Muzzy was streaming, I think, yesterday, and he had like 600 people in his stream, and I'm just like, I find Muzzy to be super cringe. I find him to be very cringy. I wouldn't want to sit in his stream. He's talking about the Muzzy army. Join the Muzzy army. And it felt like we were watching, what's his name? What's that one guy who fucked up and was like fucking around with some young girl and lost it all? You know, that one streamer who always wore the big tall dude with the dark glasses and the black wig. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head, but you know what I mean? Like join my army. Yeah, join the caffeine army. It was just, you guys are never going to see me act like some douchebag saying, join the caffeine army. Yeah, it was Dr. Disrespect. Thank you, Sam. Remember, didn't Dr. Disrespect have some sort of army? Yeah, but Muzzy's like, join the Muzzy army. Yeah, but it works, though. I mean, it works. There's plenty of people out there that, you know what I mean? It was a Q&A. Yeah, Manimal. Yeah, I'm sorry. Manimal's right. It was, if you go to there and you go to, I think it was on media. You go to the media section, I think, maybe. Actually, it was in content. Somebody posted it in the content section. There's my first stream. That didn't go jack shit anyway. I don't know. It was in here somewhere. It's in the content area. So there's a post of it, but yeah, Muzzy was all like, join the Muzzy army, and he's a nice guy, but now that he's trying to put on a streamer persona, it's definitely getting cringe. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, personally, like, I don't have a lot of people that watch me stream, and I've been around World of Warcraft since the beginning, and I've been streaming for a long time, but I've never put any effort into trying to make a big channel. You know what I mean? I don't put much effort into it. I just, like, what you see is what you get. You know, I don't fake my personality whatsoever, and I would never fake my personality and try to put on some sort of a persona, streamer persona, because I think that's super cringe. But he definitely has been doing that. Like I wanted his stream just to see if he'd gotten into the game, and he was out here. He was just kept saying like Muzzy Army this and Muzzy Army that, and he was doing everything he could to try to get to build his channel. You know, he was responding to like every single message that people posted, and he was, you know what I mean? He was just kissing everybody's ass basically. So. But you know, he had 600 some odd people watching his stream, and I get like, I think I did get about 50 or 60 people watching my stream, but it there wasn't much to watch. You know, we could ever get the damn server. You know, so. Server shut down in 15 seconds. What was that, Sam? No? Did I shut down the server? I guess we could play on my server, right? There'd be nobody on it, though.
Strange things happen in our sleep. Dreams follow into day. I'm hollow. Don't tire yourself out. Thoughts turning in your head. Don't follow. Forget.
Yeah, but we do need to set up. Let's see. Away. Would you kill to play right now? This is a melee hunter on classic hardcore, on a classic hardcore server. Yeah. It's not Turtle WoW though. This is just straight up classic WoW. This is World of Warcraft Classic Hardcore Anniversary Realm. This is Skull, not Skull Rock, whatever the hardcore anniversary realm is. I think it's Doomhowl. Yeah, this is a melee hunter though. If I sign, oh, I have some unspent talent points, don't I? No, this is I shut down the Trinity. I shut down my Trinity core server. This is classic WoW, Doomhowl, hardcore anniversary server, and it is a melee hunter. I don't have a ranged weapon or anything. I don't think I do. No, I don't even have a ranged weapon equipped, and I don't have any arrows on me either, so I couldn't even use a ranged weapon if I wanted to. And a broken heart. All right, man. Have a good one. Yeah, I'm just mucking around. I'll probably go to bed in a bit. I didn't realize it was so late. What's up? What's up, Milan? How's it going? You said, let's be honest, Project Keep is exactly what is needed for a veteran WoW community. New players won't be impressed by it, however, those of us who are playing WoW on and off. Yeah, I mean, I agree with you 100%. I mean, people like me who've played WoW ever since 2004, like ever since beta, like, I'm tired of regular WoW. Like, I'm tired of classic WoW. Like, when I play what I'm playing right now, I find it kind of boring because I've already done it for years. We've done it for 20 years, right? Or however long we've done it. So we're all just looking for something, new, like new custom content. That's why like Classic Plus has gotten more and more steam behind it over the past couple of years, is because people are getting more and more tired of just regular vanilla WoW, and so they want something different. And the thing is, a lot of people, like me included, have been looking for a new MMO to play, but as new MMOs keep getting released, they just keep being garbage MMOs. They're not any good. And so people always go back to WoW because, WoW is a good MMO. It just is. I mean, the vanilla WoW is a really good MMO. And there was a video by one of the guys who's been covering Project Epoch a lot, and he was talking about the state of Project Epoch right now and all the issues they're having. But he said when he was in the game and he played it, he said it was amazing. He goes, it's amazing. And he goes, we're all just waiting for our next fix of Project Epoch. And I feel like I haven't really had that chance to get that kind of feeling. I did go in at the very beginning Night Elf area, and I did see some Timber Mall, like a Timber Mall camp, and some new quests, and I thought it was amazing. I loved it. What I like about Project Epoch is all the stuff they've created is it looks so original vanilla. Like, it looks like Blizzard did it. You know what I mean? Like the quality of it and the way they've done it, it just feels like it belongs in the game. It doesn't, like Turtle WoW, sometimes it feels forced or it's clunky, like the custom content, but Project Epoch's custom content, from what I've seen, it doesn't feel like that at all. It doesn't look like that. It feels really in line with kind of what vanilla WoW felt like, you know what I mean? You was happy to get locked into Wrath King, and then you got Kata was garbage. I like jumped into Kata because I actually love Retribution Paladins in Kata. They're really good. It's like the only expansion where I played Ret really, and I couldn't even get to past like the first couple levels. Like the whole leveling process was so just stupid. Like there's no it got to, Kata was the first expansion where leveling was so trivial. Like mobs were so weak. You just steamrolled through stuff. You know, everything felt really like you were playing like a mobile MMO, you know?
Away this ball and chain.
Ah, gotcha. So yeah, so what I did because I played vanilla WoW for so long that I just started doing like off meta stuff. Like I started playing melee hunter. I started playing protection paladin a lot. You know, and just trying to come up with different builds or different ways to play classes that would just be more interesting. You know. We're just. I guess they just have to adjust. What was that? You said you just checked my mail to find registration to Classic Plus from 2007? I don't know that Dutch. I don't know that server. You want to see something funny? I need to get to bed here in a minute. Okay, here's like an original screenshot from 2004 or 2000. It's probably 2000. I think it was December 2004. Might have been early 2005. So this is I actually have screenshots from back in when they were TGA file formats, right? So you can see this was a 640 by 480 resolution. So here's my original characters on the first WoW I ever played on, which was Doomhammer, which is a beta realm, right? I played beta on the beta on Doomhammer, and then I progressed into the 2004 launch on Doomhammer. First character ever created in World of Warcraft is this one with nature, a druid. This is my son's character. Arcane Power, stupid name. This character, Faith Driven, is the character that I created in 2004. I have the most played time on this character than any other character in WoW. But yeah, this is an old screenshot from the original game, from the original 2004. It was either late 2004 or early 2005. You know, I have lots of screenshots from World of Warcraft. You know, Battleground screenshots. I have screenshots with, like, you know, don't bend over wins. All kind of stuff with like really shitty user interfaces back in the day when, you know, we just had really bad interfaces because we didn't know any better, right? But this is back in Cataclysm, I think, when my Retribution Paladin would just annihilate people. You know, this is when this is Wrath of the King when I tanked the Calling of Stratholme in mostly green armor. And everybody in the party wanted to kick me from the group when I joined the group because they said there's no way I could tank Calling of Stratholme in green gear. And not only did I do it, but one guy said that I was probably the best DK he'd ever seen. So I took screenshots of that. That was funny. And these are all like really old. This was a really funny. Where was it? This one. This was a fun arena match where, like I said in Cataclysm, how Retribution Paladins did a lot of damage. In this arena match, I did 624,000 damage. The whole other team only did 200,000 damage, right? The whole other team. And this Paladin was healed 510,000 heals. And I still killed both of them. And my healer only had to heal me for 106,000. And I had some self in it, but look at that, 624,000 damage. I just annihilated that team.
So resistant to this type of thing. Oh, now it's shining through.
Rogues. I played a lot of Rogue in TBC. This is when me and Magic Muffin went. I think we went 13-1 against arena competition. That was every time we won. Like the way the arena queue works is every time you win, the rating of the other team kind of goes up, right? They keep putting you against higher and higher, better competition. So when you win like 12 matches in a row, like we did, my team was around 2,000 rating. So the teams we kept hitting kept getting better and better. And by the time we ended up losing, I think we lost like 13 in a row before we lost. The teams we were hitting were like 2,400 rated teams, which was really high back in Wrath of the Lich King. That was like really high, pretty tough teams, you know. So many. Look at these crappy interfaces, man. It cracks me up, man. These are all screenshots from Wrath of the King. Getting my first flying mount in World of Warcraft right there. I think I've got. This is my brother here. Me and my brother used to dual rogue all the time. We used to double rogue in Battlegrounds. This is when Cataclysm came out. This is when the best Boomkin server on the server was down in the sewers, dueling everybody and beating everybody, and I dueled him on my ret, and he'd say he never lost to a ret before, and I beat him, and he was like one of the best PvP players in the server. And he's like I've never been beaten by a ret before. I said there's a first time for everything. And the screenshots never end. There's some really old. These are really old screenshots. This is the very first winter, or this is the very first Christmas in World of Warcraft. This is 2004 December, and this is the first time I ever had a snowball in World of Warcraft. And I was in Ironforge throwing snowballs at people. Yeah, but this was the very first Christmas in World of Warcraft. Yeah. I even titled the image WoW First Christmas. Yeah, to leave a huge desktop computer. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, most of these images have been transferred from computer to computer to computer. You know what I mean? They've lived in. You know, you can see here this folder is called Old PC, and it's got stuff that I've pulled across like computers, right? Like a few pictures of some of my guitars. I don't even know what else is on here. Arcage. As my first wife with my son. This was a 3D modeling project I did at the Art Institute of Chicago when I was asked to model this bell. I modeled this in Strata Studio Pro. So I did all of this in a 3D program. I was by far the best student in my class. One of my guitars. These are just guitars I used to have. I still have most of them. What else is on this old PC? All kinds of Unreal Tournament stuff because I used to be a huge Unreal Tournament player. I still have screenshots. I still have the Game of the Year installer. I still have the bonus packages, the patch, the no CD patch. So I got the Right Skins pack. What's this one? I've got enhanced OpenGL render for Unreal Tournament for Windows 10. This is me playing on Chronos 2. I don't remember when this was. This would have been probably like 9 years ago, maybe. Yeah, I was huge Unreal Tournament player. I was one of the best players in the United States, probably. I was literally probably one of the best Unreal Tournament players in the United States. I was that good. I was so good that I got banned all the time on servers because people thought I was aimbotting. It's a long time ago, man. Yeah, Counter Strike 1.6, which is basically based off of TAC Ops 1.6, which is based off of Unreal Tournament, right? So the first real, like, Counter Strike really was like Counter Strike. Tactical Ops came out really before, so TAC Ops was basically an add-on, right, using the Unreal Tournament engine. So I used to play the shit out of that with my brother. I mean, my brother played TAC Ops. Then TAC Ops was, what is it? Was it the what are the two sides? And God, it's been so long since I played Counter Strike. See, TAC. This is Tactical Ops. And you can see this just looks like, it even looks like Unreal Tournament. Just the character, you know. You can see it's got the Unreal Tournament aiming cursor. I know because I've played Unreal Tournament for way too long. It's terrorists versus, what was it? Terrorists versus, it's been so long since I played that. Yeah, but I used to play TAC Ops with my brother, and then of course Counter Strike came out, right? Yeah. Tactical Ops, Assault on Terror. See, I think Counter Strike was a ripoff of TAC Ops. I'm pretty sure TAC Ops came out first. Pretty sure. It's kind of like how League of Legends came out after that other game. Yeah, Counter Terrorists. Counter Terrorists win. I wonder if we probably can't find it. Unreal Tournament. Here, let me. I don't know if I have it. Let's see. I know I have Unreal Tournament, but I don't know if I have. Let's see. Old PC. Unreal Tournament. I don't know if I have all the maps anymore. I don't think I do. Yeah, it's unfortunate that I don't. There were so many good maps that weren't standard maps, standard skins. Yeah, that's kind of a bummer. There was one I used to play, and I can't remember the name of it, but it was there were different map makers, right? I used to make maps too with the Unreal Editor. That was really the beginning of the Unreal Editor and the Unreal Game Engine, right? I mean, the Unreal Game Engine was created for Unreal. That's where it all started, you know. And so the Unreal Editor was kind of like part of it. You know, it was kind of like it felt like the first because there was the UDK, the Unreal Development Kit. That was where the Unreal Engine kind of started. You had the UDK, the Unreal Engine Development Kit. Then you had the Unreal Ed, which is the Unreal Editor. Yeah, Morpheus. I don't remember. There's these certain maps that were so cool. They were so well developed. And I used to have them, but it looks like I don't have them anymore. And good luck trying to find. Let's see if we can find, like... Archive. Here we go. Tactical Ops. It was definitely there's wow, is that serious? There's 6,400 and something maps. Oh my god. Okay, well I'm gonna say that most likely the map I'm thinking of is probably in here. Wow, that's insane. But I mean, Unreal, hey, what's up, Lenny? I mean, Unreal was so popular that there's still people that play it. You can still go and fire up Unreal Tournament and still see people running servers. Arcade jumping was it? Yeah, it was. It felt really good. Yeah. What's up, Looney? I'm going to bed soon. It's way too late. I should have been in bed already. I wish I could find this map. Living Wish. I'm just going through these maps. Like Pandorum. I wonder how many of these maps I've played. A lot of them I probably played. A lot of them I probably haven't though, because there's just so many. I don't know what the CTF 300 is, but there's shit tons of them. Whatever 300 was. Why are their names so weird? CTF 300. Why do they have these names like 5? Oh, it's 512K. It's the size of the map, I guess. Isotope. Okay, that makes more sense now. Yeah, CTF bridges. Devil's Tower. Control. Diamond Sword. Equinox. Phase 4. Yeah, there was tons of facing world maps. Oh, CTF Thorns version 2. Oh, that's a good one. I used to play the shit out of this one. It's cool because it tells you what comes. This is actually a really good website. We're going to definitely bookmark this one. Because it tells you which textures that are part of it. Because like anytime, any map you have, any like... yeah, sorry, Looney. I'm not going to be on much. It's late, man. It's like 3:50 in the morning. I had no idea it was this late. But anytime you had a map, like for Unreal Tournament, like there were different textures that had to be a part of creation of the map. And so that stuff had to be downloaded by the server or by the client because the clients had to download all that stuff. And it wasn't always packaged together. It could be packaged together. You could package it together and and you could even, like if you were a good server admin, what you would do is you would install this zip tool that would actually zip up the packages and it would make the download faster. Because once you download to the client's machine, it could extract it and install it faster than if you just had to download the unzipped version first, even though you wouldn't have to extract it on the client. But yeah, where's the download? How do I download this? Oh, these are the different mirrors. Let's just try this one. Sweet. Where I put? I've actually got Unreal Tournament installed on here somewhere. I just don't know where it's at. Would have been smart to put it into the C drive because this must. You don't want to run it on. Probably would have been smart to put on the C drive. Yeah, I don't even see it. Yep, there it is. I don't remember how to install it. Oh, you guys can't see it. Here, hold on a second. When I stream this, I don't think you'll be able to see it. know why it does this, where it like messes up the. Oh, it's just because the resolution is playing it out. So waiting for a good single player RPG like Gothic. Yeah, I'm surprised the game hasn't crashed already with me like. I don't remember like what keybinds I used for everything. Shock rifle I think was Q. Impact hammer was I believe middle mouse, I think. No. Yeah. It still runs pretty good. Actually, still runs pretty good, man. I'm amazed. Damn, I haven't played an FPS. My aim is terrible. There we go. Still, dude, Oh my god, I played this game. This game was like a part of my life for like a long time. Like, I mean, all I did was play this game for like a long time, man. I'm surprised it runs pretty good. I just don't remember what my controls, what I used for controls. Yeah, I remember Feign Death was B. I remember that. Strafe, I have no idea. Z or single quote? No. I think sniper rifle was shock rifle. What was translocator? I think that was shift. I think Z was. Z had to be flat. It had to be a rocket launcher. How do you like... I can't see my crosshairs. There it is. Crosshair style. I always use this one, the dot, and the color you want gold. Gold. Is there gold? Orange. Gold. This is always my aiming cursor. Just want the little, you just want the dot, man. That's all you want. Oh, the days, man. Good times. Yeah, I'll tell you what. We'll set up an Unreal. You know what we'll do is we'll set up an Unreal Tournament server, and I'll set it up, and then you guys should install Unreal Tournament, and we should all just start playing Unreal Tournament. It'd be fun as shit, dude. It'd be so much fun. If you guys have never played Unreal Tournament, like I can teach you all the ways of the Unreal. All right, let me go back to this. I don't know what's going on. My stream's all messed up. What's going on? I think I fucked up my stream, my view here. Yeah, I did. I don't know why it's showing this. This is all messed up. I screwed up my stream, like big time, because I was mucking around with shit. There we go. There we go. That was weird. Just enough visual effects not to ruin. Yeah, just enough visual effects not to ruin gameplay. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, one of the coolest things about Unreal Tournament was, which is something that didn't happen in later games, was you never had to change the original game. Like the game, the way it was released, had a certain amount of weapons and a certain amount of gameplay mechanics. They were never changed. They added stuff to the game, like people would add on, like they would add maps and they would add different game modes. but the base game itself never changed. So if you wanted to just play the base game, so if you got really good with certain weapons, you were always good with weapons. It wasn't like Overwatch, where like if you're really good on Pharah, for example, in Overwatch, then Blizzard would make a bunch of changes, and all of a sudden Pharah wasn't as good. If you're really good with one of the other heroes, Soldier 76 or something, they might make some change, or Widowmaker. Like, because I was really good with Widowmaker, then they changed the way the scope worked, and the zoom out was much slower, so she wasn't as good. And so, but that was what was so good about Unreal Tournament and some of the older FPS games, is they never changed this shit. Like, if you were good at something, you stayed good at it, Yeah, it was made from the ground up to be good, but I mean, they didn't fuck with it. It's like, yeah, exactly. Like, all the weapons had their place. Like every weapon had a specific area of the game or a specific situation where it was really good. Rocket launchers were good. Shock rifle was good. Sniper rifle's good. Dual pistol could be really powerful, especially if you had a lot of shield up. Wasn't the strongest. Anyways, I'm gonna go to bed. I will catch you guys next time. I don't know. I may take a couple days off of streaming just to get some rest, because I've been staying up obviously too late. So I actually was doing laundry until about 1 a.m. and then I jumped on here, and I've been on here for about 2.5 hours. So I don't know what I did before that to make it 4 a.m. But thanks for stopping by, Milan. Everybody else, hope you guys have a good night, and I'll catch you next time.
Here, where they can't find us, I dare them to call me out. I tell you, we met here on purpose. I bet they can't wait to wake us up. It's all a little bit strange. I know it's a little bit strange. Make a point and ignore them. Come on, let's wait this out. They find out we never stop turning, and sometimes it's tough to change direction. I know it's a little bit strange. It's all a little bit strange. At the end of a day, well, I'm gonna say what I mean. Well, I'm slipping out of way. At the end of our days, we'll escape. We'll escape. Say what I mean. Well, at the end of the day, I'm gonna say what I mean. I'm slipping out of way. Slipping out of way. Slipping out of way now. At the end of our days, we'll escape. We'll escape. Oh, there's no escape. We'll escape.